What's up, guys? Welcome. Crypto FUD, and let's get this stream going. Make sure everything's up and running. Let's see. Yep, we're good to go.
The Trenton family is big.
All right, so just gonna give a few seconds, let some people trickle in, and let's cover the market. We won't be here for too long. All right, we're good. Vin, what's up, brother? How are you doing? Let's remove this real quick. So a couple things that we're going to cover today. Won't be on for too long, but going to give a few more seconds just to let everybody trickle in here. Vin, how are you doing today, brother? You ready for New Year's? Let's see here. All right, welcome, guys. So let's just get started. If anybody comes in late, they can just catch up. So like I was saying, we won't be here for too long. Nothing crazy has been going on in the market. Nothing too crazy, but a couple things that we are going to cover. Obviously, Milady, one of them. Bitcoin, the other. And just the whole crypto market in general, right? One thing I do want to point out, first thing, is the Fear and Greed Index. If you guys remember, we've been covering this for the last few days, and it's been actually going down. Remember, we had towards about 2 weeks ago when we saw the peak for most of the altcoins, you saw that the greed was up towards around 74, 75. And since then, we have been trickling down. Nothing crazy like dramatic, but it's been steadily moving down like every day as we move. And today, obviously, we're at about 68, which tells me that the, I want to say hype, but maybe the, just the momentum is kind of slowed down for crypto right now, right? And it's really all due to Bitcoin really just going real stagnant. So, right now you're going to have a lot of most of the projects right now are going to just kind of just be in that same little just channel of where they just made new highs or local highs, but they're really not doing much. There's a couple projects, here and there that are kind of breaking out, but they're kind of quickly go right back into that channel of just really that stagnant price action of where they've been at for the whole market, really. So, what's up, Lazy? Thank you so much for joining, brother. Appreciate you being here. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like and let's get this party started. Like I was saying, we're not going to be here for too long. Really just wanted to cover the market. Nothing crazy has been going today. Nothing really crazy has been going on. For the market cap for Milady particularly is around $50 million, $51 million. It's really been kind of teeter-tottering. But a couple of things that I did look at when I was looking at the chart, and I do want to point out to you guys, and we'll get to that here in a minute. So let's see here. The volume's down 25% today at around only $4 million. And that kind of just goes with what I was just saying. Really, there's not much going on today. We're in between two holidays, right? You had Christmas and those kind of holidays right behind us, and then now you have New Year's approaching us in the next day. So I think a lot of people are they're out of the market right now, and they're really not doing much as far as the volume. And you can see even up here for the total market for as far as volume, it's down 32%. It hasn't been down this bad. Even on Christmas Day, we were down on volume, and it was down like 7 or 8%, not 32%. That just tells you there is nothing going on today in the market. Nothing. Bitcoin dominance kind of trickled back up. It was at 49.9 yesterday, and it's at a 50% even. So, like I keep saying, is really not much going on today in the market. Not much going on today in the market. Gate.io obviously is always going to be, for right now, going to be that top exchange for Milady particularly. And looking at the buys to sells for Gate.io, you can see that we are still moving up. We're at right now 18, almost 19%. And for buys and sells around 81%. You could see yesterday we were at like 17. The day before we were at like 15. And just maybe like 5-6 days ago when we did hit that local bottom, we were at 5% buys and 95% sales. So we are trickling in the right direction, right? Nothing crazy has happened, but we are trickling in the right direction. So that's always a plus. Now, going to the charts for Milady. And Goober, what's up, brother? from Key West. That's awesome, dude. You guys finally cool down. I know we're I'm I think I'm like 6 hours north of you, and we've today it's in the 60s. It's been just pretty cool today. And Vin was saying pretty much going to be slow till the New Year's. Exactly. That's what that's pretty much what I'm pretty much getting to. Is it's just, we're not going to really see much price action. Now, we could see something pop up like maybe tomorrow, like New Year's Eve, where people are trying to jump in right before, the after the holiday, right? So people may start jumping in tomorrow with anticipation of what we have going on, for 2024. We might see some people trickling in as far as that, but for right now, we don't know what the hell is going on. It's just really just stagnant. So AVK, what's going on, brother? What's going on? So real quick, I wanted to point out, so for Milady, since we made that dramatic drop, right, and we made this low around the 60 mark, you can see we've been steadily making higher lows. You really can see we've been making higher lows, and we technically have been steadily kind of climbing, right? It doesn't seem like it, because when we're zoomed in and we're looking at like what's going on at that given second or minute or hour, we're kind of sitting in around the same spot, right? But if you really zoom out and you look from, this past week or a little over a week ago from when we made this dramatic drop, where we've been steadily just moving up. We've been steadily moving up. It hasn't been, like I said, any kind of dramatic moves, or whenever we do see a nice pump, like a 15-20% pump, we're going right back into that, channel that we've been sitting in, right? So that's something I wanted to point out, is that we are making higher lows, and that's something good. And I'm sure if we looked up every project, it would pretty much be the same, where they just kind of bottomed out and they're making higher lows. And I think we're just kind of building up. We're building up for what's being anticipated for what we're about to be getting into in 2024. Right now, we are sitting at right under that 70 mark at the 69. All day today, we've been kind of just going like back and forth, like 70, 68, 70, 68, and that pretty much just goes with the volume right now. The volume is so low that there's just not a lot of buys. There's not a lot of sells. There's really, like we keep saying, there's not much going on, right? So, Troy, what's going on? He said, okay, we can start. He is here. Nice. Thank you. All right. We're good to go. Troy's in the house. And Eduardo, Cuban eggnog drinks for everyone. I don't want any more spiked eggnog, dude. After Christmas, you guys remember, I was sipping that for like 3 days straight, and I was hurting by like day 3. I was like, I can't drink anymore. It's too sweet. And then with the liquor mixed with it, bro, it's just not a good recipe. Not a good recipe. I'm good for the year. Maybe next year we'll come back, but I am good for now without any of that. I have a nice cold beer because it's Saturday. I'm going to be going out to dinner in a little while with the family, so I am drinking a nice Samuel Adams right here. All the craft holidays beers. I usually will get some of that stuff, but not a real big drinker, though, I will tell you that. I will have a beer or two when we're on the stream and stuff like that, but nothing crazy, right? Gotta stay focused on what's at hand, and that's getting rich. So you can't be sitting here getting all, drunk and slushed out. So real quick, I do see, so with the moving averages, you guys can see, we have broke the, this is the 20. You always get these. So this is the 20, this is the 50, and then we have the 100 and the 200. We've actually broke most of the moving averages. This is obviously zoomed in on the 30-minute for the month, but you can see right here we have this. Which one is this? I swear these colors are so terrible when they're like. So we have the 20, 50. This is going to be the 100, 20, 200. This is the 50-day. Okay. So we have the 50-day. You can see we literally just bounced off the 50-day moving average. This is the SMA 50-day moving average, and we're in between the 50 and the 20. We seem to be always around those two because they're obviously the closest SMA moving averages, the 20 and the 50. They're always going to be the closest to the actual price action, right? And you can see we have actually broke above this 200. You can see how we kind of respect it And we've even though we are down slightly, we have bounced above it. Now, the 200 SMA is just kind of slowly moving downwards because the price action, it's kind of catching up to where we're at right now, right? It was kind of up from when we blew up so fast that it took it some time for it to really come down and meet us up down here where we're at. And you can see basically that we have, as we've been kind of making these little pumps, we have been trying to bounce off that 200 SMA, but we haven't been able to like actually confirm and make it a move to where we're going to like move, a nice 30-40% candle or anything like that. But we have broke that 200 SMA, if it even means anything for right now. But you can see we're in between those 20 and 50. That's usually for short term. That's what I'm usually watching, is that 20 and 50. Now the 50-day, we have to see if we're going to break it. If we do break that 50-day, we could have a little breakout today. But remember what I've been saying. We don't have a lot of volume in the market, especially for Milady. So I don't see really us breaking that 50-day. Or if we do break it, it's going to be very short, and we're probably going to come right back down to where we've been, right? It's where because it's pretty much, it just comes down to there's not a lot of volume. There's not a lot of buys. There's not a lot of sells right now. We have very small, stagnant kind of price action right now. So if we do break any of these moving averages, I feel like it's just going to be a short-term kind of thing until we can possibly get past New Year's and then things start rolling again, right? So what I've been doing, and you guys know in the last streams I've been telling you guys, is I've been steadily accumulating. I didn't buy anything today because we kind of been on the up as far as like in the 70 mark, 69, 70. So I've been kind of waiting to see if we're going to drop down by that 68, 67, which is only a few percent, right? I actually was looking at it earlier and I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to, instead of me just sitting here and waiting for a 2% drop, I'm like, I might as well just buy in, right? Just because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm long-term bullish on Milady. So a 2%, drop or a 2% gain, it really is not a big deal as far as for myself, right? And where we're at right now, as far as the market price action, where we're at steadily right now is pretty much where my average is as far as what I've bought in, what I've been accumulating. So it really won't hurt. It won't, bring my price action. It won't bring my price average down at all. So it's kind of just that, like, what do I think as far as long term? Is this going to help me out or not? So, Rawls, thank you so much for the 2 pounds. The 2 pounds. Don't ever mistake Rawls' money for euros. It's 2 pounds, guys. And I appreciate that because you know what? If you actually look, let's look at the Forex. You can see, they don't have it on here, but the pound is actually worth more than the dollar. Believe it or not, right? It's been always like that for a while, but I appreciate that, Rawls. I really do. If you have any questions, brother, let me know, man. Any questions as far as alts while we're here? I'm not going to take up much of you guys' time because I know you guys are enjoying your weekend. Hopefully you guys aren't at work. You guys are just here chilling, kind of just watching the markets, even though it's like watching a football game or a soccer game and it's just nothing's going on, right? There's no goals. This is pretty much what it is right now. And also, like I was saying, we're at a price where it's like, I want to keep adding, what I'm saying? But I'm so used to these dips that we're getting like throughout the days or, every other day that I've kind of just been waiting, for a dip. But who knows? If you guys can see, we steadily have been moving up. Even though it hasn't been anything crazy, we steadily have been moving up. If we actually mapped out from this low, which it kills me to say this is a low because this thing dropped down. I don't know if you guys remember this like giga drop. But when it dropped down, I literally was trying to catch it. It was like down here and it was dropping, and I'm like sitting here. I'm like getting everything loaded up, and I'm going into Milady and I'm going to hit buy, and it would not freaking buy fast enough. So by the time it crashed down here, it already was all the way back up to here when I hit the buy, and it went through. And I was like, damn it. I would have been better off just waiting for this drop, which I did take advantage of. But by the time this thing was so short-lived. But that's a good sign, obviously, right? Because you could see when we drop down, we move right up to 20% move instantaneously almost, right? But if we map from that bottom to where we're at right now, we're technically up in the last week from that bottom 15%. So you can see, obviously, there's been spikes where from that bottom, we've been up 30 or 40% from that spike, from the drop to some of these little spikes right here. But where we're steadily moving, if this was like a moving average of our bottoms, you can see we're up about 15% from that bottom. So, things haven't been explosive, but things are moving in the right direction. Things are moving in the right direction. I feel like we have found a solid base where we're at right now. Around that 67 to 70 mark is going to be that baseline. And as long as the market can hold and Bitcoin can really hold, I feel like that's where we're going to probably bottom out. And then we're going to start going back on another run. And, we'll see how it goes. Because remember where we started before. Before we saw this massive run, we were basically kind of average at around the 32. Looking right here about the 32, which is 150% less than what we were at right now. So imagine we go on another run. We're already 150% ahead of where we started off before. So imagine where we're going to be going next. And we already know the whole story of what we have lined up in the next few months. We have the halving coming in April. That's only 4 months away, people. 4 months away, right? The 4-year cycle has played out every time. Every time. I think eventually there's going to be a time where it's not going to be as effective as it was, but I don't think that's going to be this year because we have the halving, we have interest rate cuts that are going to be happening throughout 2024. That has always been bullish for the markets, right? Always been bullish, and then we also have the ETFs that are pretty much almost set that they're going to be approved, right? And they're not going to just approve one. I think there's like 10 ETFs that they're going to approve all at once, which the big ones are like BlackRock, obviously. We have ARK Investment, Kathy Woods, and then there's a bunch of other, ETFs from big hedge funds and stuff like that are all going to be pretty much approved. And that a lot of people are saying it's going to open up the floodgates for a lot of money. I think it's just going to, start moving us in the right direction. I don't think that Bitcoin, let's say the ETFs get approved on January 10th. I don't think the market cap's going to go from 1.6 trillion, right? Because we're about 1.65 trillion market cap. I don't think we're going to go up to $10 trillion in a week. I think we're going to just slowly start moving up, and we're still going to have cool off periods where we have these moves and then we drop down 20% on the alts. Maybe Bitcoin drops down 5% or something like that. But if you look at the big picture, we're slowly moving up. We're slowly climbing. And if you really zoom out on Milady, that tells you. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we had this massive move, but we didn't go back down, crashing down to where we were at. We're still, like I said, we're still up 150% from where we were at just 4 weeks ago, people. 4 weeks ago. We are literally 150% up. So everything is still looking great. And like I keep saying, looking at the charts for the last week from where we kind of bottomed out, we are steadily moving up. We are steadily moving up, slow and steady. So now let's see here. So Froggy was saying, good day, everyone. 9 likes so far. That's it. 9 likes, people. Just kidding. Make sure you guys hit the like. We don't have a lot of people in today. It's been like that. Usually it's like that for the markets. You have like the diehards and it's also like I keep saying, we're in between 2 holidays. It's the weekend. People are busy. And what happens is everybody say hello to everybody that's watching after the fact. Everybody's going to come in. We'll have hundreds of people after the fact that'll be here. So hey everybody, we're here from the past and we're saying hello. How are you guys doing? We're here to tell you that Milady's going to blow up. And we know you guys think the same thing, right? So Froggy was saying long time viewer, first live I'm watching here. Nice. Froggy, thank you so much for joining, brother. I really appreciate that. And I swear, as we get on and the markets start moving back up, we'll be back up to the 40, 50, 80. We had a couple lives where we had almost 100 people here at any given time, so everything will be back up and running. It is what it is. I honestly am thinking it's really just the holidays and stuff like that are really holding everything down. So, and Joel was saying sports are meant to be played, not to be watched. I hear you. I grew up big sports player. I played soccer. I played baseball. I played football and stuff like that. And, I don't have ADD or anything like that, but I used to always want to be just like on the go. So soccer had me on the go at all times. Baseball, I'd be out, in the field just like talking to myself, daydreaming, because it was like, we'd have a little bit of excitement, and then it would die out, and we had really good pitchers, so there wouldn't be a lot of action because people couldn't really hit off of our pitchers and stuff like that. So, and then football was always pretty fun. So let's see here. So ABK was saying your thoughts on AI coins. You think they're going to go crazy? You think they will be doing crazy gains in the bull run? I invested in SDAO. It did go to $5, but did not sell. Everyone said alt season coming, but not come. So, a couple things with that, ABK. So, first thing, let me dissect this. What do I think about AI projects? Well, AI projects, you guys know, for like Fetch AI, super bullish. I actually just sold out on Fetch AI. It was probably like maybe 3 weeks ago I sold. I didn't catch the top, but I did sell out with plans that I would love to jump right back in. Fetch AI is a big autonomous blockchain. It has its own blockchain for its AI autonomous bots. I think that Fetch AI is going to be something super big. I think certain AI projects are going to be monsters in this bull run. I really do. A project that I actually just jumped in on because it is an AI project, and also it is has a very small market cap, is ALI. ALI, I jumped in on. We can look it up on here, and we'll see ALI. Let me see here. ALI is a big well, it's not extremely big, right? It's a project that's up and coming, but this thing had an explosive move whenever the ChatGPT craze started up. You guys remember at the beginning of the year, ChatGPT got released, and all AI projects, AI everything went nuts, right? And ALI shot up like 500%. Well, it did reside, and I was able to catch it when it dropped down maybe a few weeks ago. But you can see for AI projects, ALI has one of the smallest market caps right now at around $77 million market cap. So you guys do know I'm always looking for those projects that have small market caps. Now, one thing I will say is for ALI, the only thing that kind of doesn't spook me, but it's kind of like I wish it was a little different, was the circulating supply. The circulating supply is only around 35% in circulation right now. I haven't exactly looked at their white papers and seen what their plans are as far as when they're going to steadily release more coins into circulation, but the fact that the market cap is so small was a big reason why I jumped in on ALI. I know the ALI is going to probably be a big player in the AI industry as far as for crypto, coming up, and the fact that the market cap is so low, this is definitely a project that to keep an eye on, and I did catch it around where it's at right now. It did spike. I believe this was it spiked like a few days ago where we did shoot up, and I was definitely up, in the green solid, but I didn't sell. I just left it because long term, this is what I'm going to be mapping out. So, but to answer your question on AI coins, definitely believe that some of the AI coins are going to be running real well in this bull market. Now, let's see here. And about altcoin season. Altcoin season, let me just explain this to you guys, because obviously we're all invested in some kind of altcoins, right? If it's not Milady, it's in something else like Ethereum, Solana, something like that, right? And let me just explain. So altcoin season, how it works is you'll see the altcoin season basically start after Bitcoin really goes on a big run. After Bitcoin really goes on a big run, what happens is let's say Bitcoin jumps up to $60,000. You will see the altcoins reacting positively, right? But you won't see them explode yet. What'll happen is it's usually like a solid month or two. It'll explode after. So I'm saying like if we hit 55,000, you're like looking at the altcoins and you're like, well, they did all right, right? Or they're up, 10 or 15%. But why Bitcoin's at all-time highs? Why isn't my project, up there as well? Well, what'll happen is Bitcoin does its thing, and it's usually a lag effect for the altcoins. A lot of times it's like weeks, if not a month or two after the fact of Bitcoin really getting up there and staying solid. Then you see the altcoins, going berserk, where you'll see Bitcoin dominance when it's up. It'll be up to 52 to 54%, right? Which is really high for Bitcoin. The dominance will go up, and then when altcoin season happens, like a month or two later, Bitcoin's dominance will drop down to like 48%, somewhere around there, and you'll see all the altcoins, or a lot of the altcoins, just going crazy. Like going nuts overnight. And that's usually how it works. So we didn't even see altcoin. This pump that we just got out of maybe about a week or two ago was just a preview of what we're going to be seeing in the bull market. This was like 1/20th, maybe 1/100th of what we're going to see in a solid bull market. So you guys just be ready. Be ready. Now, Clayton was asking, hey man, ICP heading up to $15 possibly. Clayton, did you see I put a video out today on ICP, because ICP had a solid pump today. You guys can see. So I have ICP. We've been mapping ICP, right? This is another project that I did just sell out. I sold out around $10. Didn't catch the high, with anticipations that I'm waiting to see maybe if we're gonna have some kind of a small retracement to where I can buy in at a fraction of what I sold. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, right? But ICP, remember I was pointing out, Clayton, that we had formed this beautiful bull flag, right? This was obviously before what happened today, and I was like, this thing's going to play out most likely. If it plays out like a bull flag, you're going to see a solid spike, and that's exactly what we saw today. You saw it break out of this downsending channel, which was basically the bull flag, right? And it eventually broke that channel, and you saw today we jumped up and topped up around $11.50. And that's all today, while the market has been real stagnant. The volume is down, like we just mapped out. Volume's down for the whole market 30%, and ICP was able to explode. I think it was like 20-25%. If you see from where this channel is to where it went, 16%, right? So, and technically, as of yesterday, if you look at just yesterday, this is where we're at. We bounced at this pivotal spot that I have right there at $9.16. From yesterday, ICP technically was up 25%. 25% move on a time where there's not really nothing going on in the market. That's awesome. So to answer your question, do I think it's going to get to $15? Or do I think it's heading to $15? 100%. 100%. Now, is it going to be, are we heading there right now? I don't know that. We don't know. It's all dictated on what the market's going to be doing as far as like Bitcoin, right? But will it get to $15? 100%. So maybe you're like, why the hell did you sell, Crip? Well, I sold, like I said, at around $10 with the anticipation that we were going to maybe do some kind of a retracement, somewhere around like $8.50 to where I can go and buy back in at like a 20 or 30% discount and just throw all that back into ICP and get 30% more, right? So we didn't technically do that. We did drop, and I feel like this was my time, was when we did drop right here and we bounced at this $8.50. I fear that was my only chance, right? Because ICP has been very, very strong. It's been holding. We did see some of these little brief drops and stuff like that, but it's been very short-lived, and we've seen it just these massive pumps all right now while the market's really not doing much. So I definitely think ICP is going to be up there for sure. And if you're still holding on, more power to you, man. I need to start practicing what I preach, right? You guys know I'm always preaching patience, and then I turn around and I'm like, I'm up 60%, and I sell, and then I look back and I'm like, ICP went to $12. I'm like, just sitting here with that like emoji face where he's emotionless, just like, I can't even believe this happened. It always happens though, right? You sell and this thing goes to an all-time high, you buy in, and it's going to go to all-time lows, right? That's what it feels like. That's why you just don't try to time the market, right? You just set yourself with goals, what you want to get out of these projects, and just have patience. And a lot of times it'll pay off. So yeah, just check it out. I posted it today. So just check it out. I a little bit more in depth on the TA, but I just gave you a gist on what it is. So ICP is definitely going to be a big player for sure, for sure. Now, real quick for Milady, let's check out the wallets. You know, we do our creeper stuff, and we are creeping on all the wallets on ICP. So let's see here. So yesterday, remember, before I even look at anything, I haven't checked anything, but remember we did go down a few on the whale wallets. We were around 50. It went down to 45. Let's look. Remember, this is always 2 days behind. It's always 2 days behind, and we're pretty much around the same right now. So we have 44 whale wallets. So 44 whale wallets, and remember, definition of a whale wallet for Milady is having $100,000 or more. So we have 44 whale wallets. Some of those being, at least 10 of those are exchanges that have millions of dollars in it. And looking at the actual whale holdings, as of 2 days ago, the whale holdings has technically gone down. Not anything considerable, but it technically has gone down from 661 trillion down to 659 trillion. So you can see we've gone down a couple trillion, and that's to come in the territory, because remember, just 2 days ago we were down. We saw some dramatic drops and stuff like that. So this is all 2 days of 2 days old information. So like I said, I wouldn't doubt that we start steadily seeing some of the whale wallets come trickle back in. And another thing too is investors holding 104 trillion. It's really been stagnant. If you look, we go back to the 27th, 104. You go to the 28th, 104. Retail, 99 trillion. Same thing. You go back these 2-3 days, it's really been the same. The only movement really has been just the whales have been kind of moving out, and it's not a lot. We're just talking about a very small fraction of whatever whale wallet sold off. So it is what it is. Now, as far as any news, I think we're fully up to date as far as Milady's news or anything like that. We're still kind of waiting to see if we can any confirmation as far as the Binance. A lot of people have been talking about Binance, getting Binance listing Milady on their exchange. We are all kind of just waiting to see what will happen with that. If that does happen, we're going to see a lot of exposure and probably some good price action off of that. Now, Frogger was asking, I would think that Milady will be 3 zeros in a 1 or 4 zeros in a 1 in 2024. That's something that we've been talking about. Right now, we can all give out predictions, right? We can all give out predictions. Really, what I usually do is I look at the market cap, and my prediction, Foggy, is pretty much this. What I predict that Milady can possibly do in this, and when we get into a full-blown bull market, is I think we could possibly get, and this is conservative, right? I'm not giving out. There is, I want to say like go crazy and give out this crazy number, but I always want to be conservative for you guys, and then if it goes above what I predict, then I'm even happier, right? But I want to be conservative, and I honestly think that we're gonna go somewhere around $2 billion to $8 billion. Somewhere around that range is what I'm predicting as far as in the bull run. So if you were to look at $2 billion from where we're at right now, we're at 50 million, we'll say, right? 50 million to get up to 1 billion would be a 20x. So to get to 2 billion would be a 40x, right? That would be a 40x from where we're at right now. And then obviously us going up to like 8 billion would be 160x. And I know you're thinking 160x, it might not sound crazy, but just take in consideration. Let's say you have $1,000 in Milady, right? And we go up 160x. Do you know how much money you would have? 160 times 1,000 would be $160,000. So that $1,000 investment just made you $159,000 profit. So that's a massive, massive move right there that could possibly happen. Now on the low end, the $2 billion, that's a 40x, right? So 40, if you have, let's just use the $1,000 analogy. If you have $1,000 in Milady and we go up to $2 billion, now your $1,000 investment just turned into a $40,000 investment, which is still outrageous, right? That's still outrageous. Remember, $1,000 going to $40,000, there's nowhere right now that you could go and do that. There's not many places, and none of us really know about it, or we'd be doing it right now, right? So just think about that. And then also you're putting your investment, and your investment's doing the work, really, right? You know, a lot of people, they'll put money into, like, let's say Milady, and then they won't even look at the charts. They won't even look at the charts. They're just like, let me know when we're in the middle of 2024, and I'll go and peep to see where we're at. You know, I feel like those people live a lot less stressful life than some of us, right? But I enjoy looking at the charts. I really do. I enjoy looking at the charts every day, and also I want to make sure I grab those 5 or 10% little drop downs so I can keep just dollar cost averaging in. So Clayton was saying $8 billion. Wow, I better start loading up. Don't quote me on that, Clayton. I'm just throwing out a conservative prediction, right? You know, who knows what it can do. You remember when we were pumping a week ago, and we had all those people in here, and remember people were saying, what if we get up to where remember what Shiba did in 2021, Shiba went up to $40 billion. Remember? $40 billion. Just imagine if we did something like that. That would be like, literally, it would be like 1,000x off of whatever we're at right now. You know, that right there is life-changing for sure. And it happened for Shiba, you know, but it only happened really to the people that bought into Shiba when no one was talking about Shiba, when Shiba was, you know, just down in the back, you know, in the shadows, right? And no one was even worried about Shiba. I actually remember a bunch of people just completely hating on Shiba. You know, a lot of people were literally hating on Shiba. I remember, and that's how I kind of found out about it. Like 2020, you know, I was already involved in buying Dogecoin and stuff like that, and I was here in Shiba, and I didn't want to start swapping because I was so early, like so new, and I kind of figured out how to do the whole Uniswap, buying Ethereum and swapping, you know, but I was like, man, I was looking at the fees too, because Ethereum fees were out of this world at the time too. And I was like to do $1,000 swap, it was costing like $500. I was like, bro, insane. I was like, I'm not doing that. But the people that actually did that for Shiba bought in when the market cap was at like 10 or $20 million. And just, you guys know the rest. I mean, it went up to $40 billion. So the people that not only bought in at the right time, but also had patience. Because, you know, that was another thing that I was saying. And that's what I need to learn too, is when you start getting these little pumps and you're up 40 or 50%, it's so hard you want to sell, right? So imagine those people that were able to hold on to Shiba the whole time when they were up 200, 300%, 400%, 500%. They're still holding, you know, and it shot up thousands of percent. You know, imagine having that kind of patience. It paid off for them. It paid off. So let's see here. Looking at the tweets formulated, let's check out what's going on in the world of tweets, or X's, or whatever you want to call it nowadays. I'm like, what do they call it? Is it a tweet? Is it an X? Elon, if you're out there, let us know, man. And also send us out a tweet, Elon. Come on, we know you're supporting Milady. Send us out a tweet. Just do like an NFT real quick. No, so let's see here. So the latest on Twitter or X. So it says that we're getting close to 20,000 holders for wallets. Yep, we've been monitoring that. We're at around 18,000 wallets right now, so we're approaching that 20,000. So think about that. Only 18,000 people across this world of 7 billion people hold on to Milady. And that, like I keep referring back to, that's how it was with Shiba at one time. It was like 10, 20, 30,000 people. Those were the early people. Those were the people that made out like bandits when Shiba went up to its all-time high. Now let's see here. Someone was saying Druid. I don't know what that means. Deward, I'm sorry, has 10 billion tokens of this currency. When you visit Etherscan, 60% of these tokens are kept in 2 accounts. The makers of this fledgling currency has also introduced their technical people. In my opinion, this currency can easily touch $1 with a little advertising, and if it becomes practical, it will not be restrained at all. I suggest that everyone buy $150 of it in the plan to get rich. Everyone has the right to own property. So, I agree with him on some things, but as far as this thing touching $1, that was, and I don't keep meaning to keep referring to Shiba, but the same thing was happening with Shiba when it was pumping. Everybody was like, "Can this hit $1?" And it was like it just isn't physically possible unless they started burning massive amounts of circulating supply, right? Because for Milady right now to get to $1, it would have to have a market cap of $734 trillion. There's not $734 trillion in circulating supply right now in just money, taking every other currencies like pounds and euros and the yen and everything else out there. There's probably not $700 trillion. There probably is, maybe, but not all the money is going to just go into Milady, right? So in order for that to physically happen would mean that they would literally have to burn probably 70% of their circulating supply, which they're not going to do 70%. I'm sure as we move and we evolve as a project, they're going to start basically, implementing, like staking, I would imagine, something that has to do with their NFTs and purchases with their NFTs, and then probably on the back end a burn mechanism as well. But it isn't going to be 70% burn. So, and then just moving on, you can see other tweets. Everybody's just saying, let's see here. I'm bullish, and then I'm cracking up at this one. Ladies, holy F, dude, just kill me already. People they are just so like those. Remember I'm telling you, anybody that's really emotional like this, they're using money that they need. Like they're using money that they're planning on needing in the next probably couple weeks or the next couple months. So they're stressed out. And that's what you don't want to be doing, right? Not financial advice, but you never want to invest money that you're going to need anytime soon, right? You never, in this channel, we never say you only invest money that you're willing to lose. No. Because if you have patience, you're not going to lose, right? And you only lose if you sell at a loss. So what we say around here is as long as you have patience and you're using money that you don't need to feed your family, pay bills, just basically money that's going to be sitting in your shoebox or in your bank collecting dust, that's the only money you should be putting in investing, because that's when you do that, it takes out a lot of the emotion and it takes out all the stress. So, but you can see everybody's pretty much out of 20 tweets, you can see there's one guy that that was hilarious right here, but all the other ones are pretty much just bullish. Everybody's pretty much bullish on ladies, and they know that this is a long-term play here. This is a long-term play for sure. ICP is definitely pumping for sure today. For sure pumping. So Bitcoin had a nice little move today. You guys can see yesterday we kind of bottomed out around 41,300. We are currently sitting at around 42,300. So we've moved about $1,000. Nothing crazy, about 1%, pretty much is what we've moved up, or 0.5%. So we're going to continue to just say that we are still in this channel. And you guys remember how, remember ICP, it did the same thing. It had a beautiful, basically a pole stick, and you saw this descending kind of a channel that it sat in. And then eventually at some point, what I'm predicting is that we're going to break out. And I'm thinking this is going to happen probably after New Year's. We're going to break out. And I'm thinking we're going to shoot up towards around $46,000 to $48,000 is my prediction for the next run, is what I'm thinking. Obviously, we're going to have a strong resistance at this 45,000 that we have not been able to break, but eventually we're going to break through that. We're going to break through 45,000, and we're not going to have much resistance, I think, until up towards around 48,000 is what I'm thinking. So, and you guys remember, as long as Bitcoin is breaking and we're making new local highs and we're on our way up and we're getting close to that 50,000, Milady's going to react as well. We might not see Milady go up, and maybe we don't break this local high just yet if Bitcoin does break out past 45,000, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're somewhere getting close to this local high. If not, we did break it, So with that, Bitcoin, I'm seeing in the near future that we're probably going to be breaking out, and it looks like from right now, anything could change, but it looks like we might have bottomed out for Milady, and we have been slowly making higher lows. Like I keep saying, it's nothing dramatic. We haven't seen like 70% pumps or anything like that, but we are steadily making higher lows. And I kind of like it like this because, like I've been telling you guys, I just keep adding to my bag. You know, when I see these little drops and we go back and retest these basically this upward movement low right here, like now it's probably, if we are going to continue, we'll probably, and you can see we did break it a few times, right? And those are the times I'm really taking advantage of, when we break through and it's like right here, this 63, 65, right here at the 67. I was buying in, just adding to my bag. So let's see here. So Foggy was saying, we thank you for taking the time for our comments. Yeah, definitely, bro. That's, you know, I would hate to just be one, you know, like where I'm just reading the news and reading the charts and I'm not, you know, communicating with you guys. At least right now, we're not like, we don't have, you know, thousands of people in here putting comments. So I can at least, you know, I can have one-on-ones with you guys, or you know what I'm saying? I can, you know, interact with you guys, and that's what I want. I don't ever want to be, you know, so big that like I can only respond to super chats or something like that, you know? Like I want to make sure that I can still read through the comments and you know, and basically just, you know, interact with you guys, because at the end of the day, it's not just for me. This is a community that we're building, right? For everybody, right? I want everybody to come in here, and I want everybody to you know, ask questions and conversate between each other too. So, and Clayton was saying, what do you think about ordinals? Oh man, sad story on that one, bro. Keeps moving higher and higher. I bought some a week ago. You had to break open that wound right there, right? Had to break open the wound, and of course it was Clayton. All right, guys, let's look at it. So, quick story on ordinals. So you guys know that I'm always looking at projects that have a small market cap and their circulating supply, right? No, Clayton, hold on. Just listen to what I'm saying. So I was mapping ordinals. Ordinals hit a bottom back here at around $2.90. It was back here at $2.90. It won't even show us, but it hit $2.90. And I was like, man, I should really throw $1,000 at this. I'll wait. And I go and look everything up on ordinals, and I'm looking, I'm like, wow. At the time, the market cap was at $70 million. 70. It's at $1.7 billion right now. And I looked at the circulating supply, and I was like, wow, only 21 million in circulating supply. Well, what's the max supply? 21 million? So it has all its circulating supply 100% out. The market cap was under $100 million. And this is one of the only projects that are as a BRC token, which means it runs off the Bitcoin ecosystem. You don't ever really hear that, right? Everything's in ERC, Ethereum. And I was like, man, when Bitcoin starts rallying, this thing's going to shoot up. And I freaking missed out on ordinals. I didn't buy in at $2.90, and I circled back and it was at $5, and I was like, I really should buy in on this, and I didn't buy in. And guys, look what it's at today. $80. Ordinals has probably been the biggest player. I honestly, out of all the big projects, ordinals was probably the biggest player at up 2,400%, guys. 2,400%. I lose sleep thinking about this all the time. It's crazy. But this project, so right now, after me, I'm gonna wipe some of my tears off, you know, because I'm just so upset with myself, because it had everything that I look for a project. Everything. Small market cap, circulating supply was at 100%, and the circulating supply was so small. 21 million. That's it. 21 million. So this thing right here has the potential, Clayton, honestly, to get to a few $100s is what I'm thinking in this next bull run. I honestly think ordinals is going to be up there. It's going to be probably a few $100s when this thing's all said and done. So do I think this is a bad investment? Not at all. Not at all. This thing has been steadily just moving and moving up and to the right. I mean, look at this chart. Insane. Ordinals is a project that I think people, not just for myself, but people are going to look back and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I buy in at 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, dollars? Ordinals is, you could hear it in my voice, the frustration in myself, because I'm literally, like, I'm talking to you guys, I'm sitting there and to myself, and I'm looking to have my portfolio up, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, man, I should really put, at least $500 in this thing, because it's probably going to most likely do really well when we start moving. And sure enough, this thing has just done outstanding. Probably one of the best projects that's out right now, especially it being up at almost a $1.5 billion market cap. Just insane. So definitely think this is that's a good investment for sure, long term for sure. So hold on. So Edge was saying, look at TAP market cap. Let's see here. TAP. What's TAP? I'm unfamiliar with TAP. Yeah, it's crazy small. So let me ask you this. This is an Ethereum project. So this is a DeFi project that you have to basically swap, Uniswap and stuff like that, which this is how you get into projects early, right? But to go back on Ordinals is when I was saying Ordinals had such a small market cap, this thing was already on every major exchange. Major exchange as well. So I mean, it checked all the boxes of what project can actually blow up, and Ordinals checks all the boxes, right? Now with TAP, I don't know anything about this project, but what I will say is getting in, if you've done your research on this project and you're able to get in and do the swap and hold on long term, with the potential thinking that this is going to play out and be maybe get on to bigger exchanges, this could be a big play, because like you said, the market cap is under $5 million, right? Under $5 million. The only thing that's really holding this project down right now is exposure, and the fact that it's not on anyone's radar because it's diluted. We have so many cryptos right now. We have so many cryptos in circulating supply that this is one of millions of other thousands of other cryptos. So it's almost like a gamble. Do you think this project's going to be a big player and maybe get onto an exchange? Because that's really what it is buying some of these projects when you can swap them on DeFi, and then with the anticipating that they're going to be somehow offered on to the bigger exchanges. That's when the money and the volume flows in, and these projects jump from $5 million market cap to hundreds of millions of dollars, or if not billions. So definitely not saying it's not a bad investment. Let's see here. So Edge was saying, I have a second chance with Ordinals. No, Edge, I don't have a second chance, man. I don't. I look at it as I did a bad thing, and I'm going to watch it go all the way up to $500 now, and I'm going to cry all the way up there. Thank you, Clayton, for bringing that up, man. Now tonight at dinner time, they're going to be like, what's the matter with you? I'm like, I should have bought into Ordinals. They're all going to be looking at me like, what the hell is Ordinals? Because none of them, everybody around me, I have a YouTube channel, right? And I'm like diehard crypto. But I'm over trying to explain crypto to everybody around me. Like, I don't even, it's like either some of them listen. I have like my sister's boyfriend. He buys in and stuff like that, and he's always asking me questions. But and I have friends that are invested, crypto. But when it comes to like, family and stuff like that, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? When Bitcoin hit 15,000, I told people that have, a lot of money, telling them like, this is your opportunity. You should be buying in right now. $15,000 Bitcoin, and they all looked at me and was like, psh, gave me that, psh. And now they come up and they're like, man, Bitcoin's doing good, ICP's doing good, and I'm just like looking at him and I'm like, psh. No, I don't, they're family, but I'm just looking at them like, yeah, it is, but I don't continue the conversation because I'm done, like trying to explain it to people around me, It's all right, Clayton. It's all right, man. It's all right, dude. Ordinals, what did you do to me, man? All right, so let's look at what Milady's doing right now. So Milady, I have to get off of ordinals. I'm just like, Clayton. Let me hold on, guys. Let me chug my beer real quick because that one hurt. It didn't go away. I'm still there. All right, so Clayton said, Clayton said when Bitcoin hit 15,000, everyone was saying don't invest. It's probably going down to 8K soon. Oh yeah, everybody was saying it's definitely going under 10, right? And I was like, I wasn't disagreeing with them because we're at 15. We just came down. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I don't know what it's gonna do short term, but it doesn't matter. And this is what I'm physically telling them. I'm like, this is a gift. I was like, I don't know if it does go down to 10. Don't put all your money into it. At 15. Maybe if you have 10,000, put 5 in it now, and maybe dollar cost average as if we do move down. And I, said stuff like that. So it's like, why are you gonna sit there and try to time the market if you're interested in buying in? Right now, regardless, we're down 50, 60%, 70, 80%. This is a gift. I was like, and I show them the charts and I'm zooming out. I'm like, Bitcoin does this. We have times where Bitcoin technically normally it crashes down 80%. We only went down like 60 or 70%, right? Bitcoin held pretty strong. You guys remember, or maybe you guys weren't around, but look at the charts. When 2020, I'm not going to mention what was going on. You guys all remember the whole, the world's shut down. Bitcoin went from $20,000 down to $3,000. Imagine those people. Imagine everybody was scared, crapless, right? But imagine those people that freaking bought in at $3,000. They probably were people that were watching crypto from a while before, and probably just like ordinals for myself had the opportunity to buy in at such a low price and watched it go all the way up to $20,000, and then all that happened. They got a gift, and it went down to $3,000, and people were like, I don't care what you tell me. I don't care if the world's shutting down right now. I'm buying in on Bitcoin at $3,000. And what did we do after that? We went up to $69,000. It wasn't overnight, but we eventually made our way up to $69,000. So imagine the people that bought in not only for Bitcoin at $3,000, but whatever the alts were at. Because I'm sure Ethereum dropped down. I think it was like $100. Ethereum went down to, right? And Ethereum eventually made its way all the way up to $4,800. So what I'm getting to is like you can't sit here and just like, if you're in crypto, you get it, right? A lot of these people, I don't want to sit here and explain it anymore. Now, if someone comes up to me and they're really intrigued and they're really interested, that's when I love talking to people like that. But people that are like, they're like plagued from the stock market and stuff like that. They're like, but I don't get crypto. I'm like, bro, listen, there's not much to get. Do your own research. You guys, that's my thing now, is just like, do your own research and look up, what Bitcoin actually is and what it offers and how it's a deflationary asset, and there's only so much in circulation, and eventually it's going to be, that's it. There's what's out there is out there, right? Oh, but you can't physically hold it. That beautiful argument there. You can't visit. I'm like, but you're buying gold, and you don't own, there's not one piece of gold in your house. Maybe the little gold chain that you have that you bought at the mall, but it's like, you're the same thing with gold, dude. You're buying gold. I honestly think gold's worse because there's probably an unlimited supply of gold, right? You guys get me started on that. It's just like, that's good, just sitting there. That's why I'm just basically saying I don't explain crypto to people around me anymore. I'd rather talk to you guys about it because you guys get it, right? You guys get it. So, Tux was saying ICP. We were looking at ICP. We just looked at it. I'll bring it back up. But Tux, look at my video that I posted earlier. I went in depth on some TA on ICP. ICP's, going to be doing great. It had a great 25% pump from yesterday to today. It's sitting at around, I think, what was it? What was it at? $10.60, I think it was. Oh, I'm sorry, $11. Whoa, ICP is pumping, guys. Clayton, you see this? It's the crypto foot effect. Look at that. So I was explaining, previously, because I know you've been around, but I don't know if you caught. I was explaining that ICP had formed a bull flag, and that it was most likely, if it played out properly, we are going to see a nice explosion in price, and that's exactly what happened. $11.80. This thing looks great. We're most likely going to break this little local high that we have around $11.90. So we're not far from it whatsoever. Just to map out where that local high is and where we're currently at is only 2%. 2%. So now we could jump up, get up towards that $11.90, or we might have already almost did it. We just broke. We went up to $11.89, so we pretty much just retested that local high. While I was sitting here going through my emotional stuff with ordinals because of Clayton. So it just jumped up to pretty much that local high, and it got, technically right now, it got rejected, but it's right under it. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But the fact that it's just retesting it on a day like today, like we were explaining, the volume for today's, for crypto as a whole market is down 32% today. So the fact that ICP's rallying on a day like this is very bullish, very bullish. Imagine when Bitcoin gets up to 60, 70 grand, where ICP is probably going to be. So let's see here. Jazzy J in the house. What up, everyone? It's hard to be involved in every project. Sometimes we miss the boat. That's why blessed to be with ladies. Let's go. Exactly. Couldn't have said it any better. That's exactly what it is. And that's really what it is for me, is I'm not going to make that mistake again. You know, we talked about, you know, just like Ordinals, Milady has even smaller market cap, right? And this thing has the opportunity to really rip when we get into the bull market. So I've been really just dollar cost averaging in and just adding to that bag and really just accumulating a big bag of Milady, as I'm sure everybody else has as well. And Pharrell's World, let's see here. What do you think about Milady's coin? Do you think it could delete 4 zeros in this next bull run? So the if I had $1 every time someone asked me this, I'd probably make up all the money that I lost not buying into ordinals, right? Right, Clayton? Just kidding. No, but it's a frequently asked question, right? And it's a good question. So, do I think 4 zeros? Well, I don't know the math on where Milady's market cap would be with 4 zeros, but like I was saying earlier, was that for Milady particularly, and we'll go back over to it, I usually just base it off of, let me see here, let's bring it back up. I usually base it off Milady's market cap, right? And what I was saying earlier was that I think Milady's market cap is going to be, a conservative prediction is we're going to be somewhere around $2 to $8 billion. So you do the math from where we're at, that's somewhere in between, somewhere around a 40 to 160x from where we're at right now. So on the higher end, if we were to get to $8 billion, Pharrell, if we were to get to $8 billion, we'd probably erase maybe 2 zeros, I think. It would be somewhere around 2 zeros is what we would erase. But you got to look at it like this. Like I was telling everybody else before you got in, was if you have $1,000 and we go up 160x, that $1,000 would turn into $160,000. And then you could do the math from there. If you have $100 and it goes up 160 times, you would have somewhere around, I believe, like $11,600, you know? So there's just that $100 returned to almost $12,000. So you can see, you know, the potential that Milady has as far as gains. So let's see here. Edge said MMC is pumping. What for whatever reason I can't think of that that acronym. MMC. What is that? My brain's fried from all that eggnog. What's MMC again? I know it, and once you say it, I'm gonna be like, oh. So let's see here. Clayton said, if I held all my Milady physically, it would fill up my entire house. I couldn't even move. People think strange about crypto sometimes. Oh, Milady meme coin. There you go, Edge. That I honestly need to just lay off the eggnog for a while. I need to lay off the eggnog. I'm like, why does that look so familiar? MMC. I never use the acronym for Milady meme coin. I say the whole thing out. So I wouldn't say it's pumping right now, but we're doing great. You know, we're doing good. You guys can see, like I mapped out, and you can see we've been making higher lows, right? So if this continues, I think we're going to definitely be on a good run here coming up soon. And let's see here. Juan was saying that he had just reached his $60 billion goal. Nice. Good job. Now I'm sure you reached the $60 billion. Are you staying there and holding, or are you going to slowly keep accumulating? Maybe make another goal of like 70 or 80 billion, right? Because that seems to be what I do with my projects. I'm like, I want to, let's say for Milady, I want to get to 50 billion. When I get to 50 billion, I know I'm going to be like, all right, now I want to get to 75 billion, right? And I kind of just go from there. So let's see here. James said, congrats, John. That's my goal also. Now I'm at 68 billion. Can't resist these prices. My goal is 100 billion. There you go. Exactly what I was just saying. You took the words out of my mouth, Jazzy. And then Monopoly Millionaire Control. Right? I know, Clayton. MMC Milady meme coin. I won't make that mistake again, guys. Sorry, I'm a rookie around here. This is like my second day. I'm terribly sorry, guys. Second day newbie right here. Let's see here. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like. Hit the like for your boy, right? Hit your like for the channel, for the support. And again, I do want to do a shout out. Rawls, if you're still here, thank you so much for that super chat, brother. I really appreciate you. Everything that I do get from super chats and stuff like that, I'm accumulating, and I'm just going to keep adding to the channel, man. We're going to eventually get to a point where we're going to have some good giveaways for everybody that's been loyal to the channel, that's been hitting the likes, that's been coming in, commenting, and just, interacting with the channel. We're going to have some giveaways for sure, and I would love to bless a big chunk of people out there. Most likely it's going to be in Milady, right? It's going to be most likely in Milady because that's what we're here for. It's either going to be Milady or just the cream of all crop Bitcoin. And what I'll do is we'll have like we'll do like a raffle kind of, and I'll probably pick like 10 people, and then you guys would obviously, I'd hit you up on whoever won, and you'd have to send me your wallets, and I would send you, whatever the earnings would be as far as what the giveaway is going to be. But, other than that, I do appreciate everything that you guys do for me. So Edge was saying MMC is up 80%. Well, it depends on where you're mapping it out, right? Because I believe if you actually map out from pretty much where we took this pump, right? From where we started, if you map out from where we started, I'm just going to go from there to where we're at right now. We're technically up 126%, and that's only from 4 weeks ago. We're up 126%. So, we obviously, you could map out and see where we were at, 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were freaking almost to the moon, right? And that's why, we keep saying, the potential for Milady, we shot up so fast, right? And this wasn't just a Milady made it up and Milady went down. No, the whole market did this. If you go and you look at all the projects other than ICP, because ICP is just going crazy, right? Every project's gonna have its own, its own little route that it's going, right? But you can look and see when ICP did make this local high right here, Milady was doing the same thing. Solana was doing the same thing. A lot of projects were all doing the same thing. They all kind of had the same thing where they had this beautiful run up, and we made these local highs, and then we kind of all been doing the same thing. Some projects were hit a little bit harder than others. And I was saying this before, you're going to see projects like Milady, they're going to get hit harder, right? Because the market cap is a lot less, one, and two, for whatever reason, meme coins are like the first thing that sell off. So whenever you have a big move in the market where it's down, you're going to see big sell-offs in meme coins usually first, right? You're going to see big sell-offs in meme coins first because people look at meme coins as a higher risk asset versus your ICPs and your bigger projects like Solana and all those bigger projects. So you're going to see the ICPs and the Solanas, they're gonna have some sell-offs, but it's going to be very small compared to your meme coins. And that's why you saw not only Milady, but you saw Bunk. We saw Bunk, right? Bunk hit a local high. And then from there, once it hit that local high, let me see here. For whatever reason, I can never pull up my saved Bunk chart. I don't know why, but let me see if this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. I think it's it. But you saw projects just like Bunk, same thing. They had these massive moves up. It had this massive run up. And then since then, it's been hit. It's been cooling down. But I think what we've been saying too is Bunk's going to be a big player because it's off the Solana ecosystem. I think Solana's going to do great, and it's going to bring its DeFi up with it. And a meme coin like Bunk that's running off of Solana is going to be a big player, I think. I think Bunk, Milady, believe it or not, Pepe, I think it's going to come back in the limelight. It's going to do great. And maybe a couple other meme coins that are going to be out there like Sneak, maybe one or two other meme coins that are going to be out there. But which one has the potential to do the most? And that's when you have to look at, all right, what are the market caps at? And something like Bunk, the market cap somewhere around 800, I believe, 800 million right now. We'll look it up. Bunk's market cap's at 860 million, right? You look at Pepe's market cap. Pepe's market cap's at about 550 million. We'll look up Sneak. Sneak's actually, his market cap's not crazy, but it is. It's at around 92 million. So what I'm getting to is, if you look, what project has the most potential for the most gains, and it's going to be usually the project that's going to get just as much exposure as all those other projects, but has the smallest market cap, and that's going to be Milady. It's going to be Milady. And plus, out of all those meme coins that we just listed, none of them have been tweeted out by Elon Musk, and we have. So take that, Bunk. Take that, Sneak. Right? Take that, Dogecoin. Oh yeah, wait. Dogecoin's been tweeted out. Never mind, Doge. Just kidding, guys. Well, listen, guys. Let me see here. Clayton said people are saying that Solana will eventually be more than Ethereum. So what I think about people like that, Clayton, I don't think that they're particularly wrong, but I think they need to respect Ethereum. I really do, because Ethereum has paved the way for projects like Solana and stuff like that. Now, do I think that Solana is gonna definitely stick it to Ethereum? For sure. But if you start writing off Ethereum and thinking that Solana is gonna take it out on this bull run, I think those people are incorrect, is what I think. It might come back to bite me, but I think they're incorrect. I think Ethereum's still gonna hold that top altcoin, layer 1, for this bull run. Now, maybe 10 years from now, we might see a new Ethereum get dethroned, right? But for right now, Ethereum is still the cream of the crop, and it's like Bitcoin's like little brother, pretty much, right? So I really do think that that's how it is. But I massive potential for Solana, massive potential. So definitely, guys. Listen, I got dinner plans. I'm gonna go out, with the family and stuff like that. I hope you guys do the same thing. You guys be safe, whatever you're doing tonight. I appreciate every single one of you guys that came in and joined us for the live. I really do. Make sure you guys check out that ICP video that I did post right before. It was earlier today. Just check it out. Make sure you guys hit the like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe so you guys can get those instant alerts. We'll be back on tomorrow evening time around 5, maybe in between 4 and 6 o'clock, right? Because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, so I know you guys are going to be busy with the family and friends and stuff like that. So other than that, guys, you guys be safe. If anything big does happen for Milady tonight, like we start pumping, I will go back on live for sure. I will end my dinner plans, pay my tab, and get right back here, and we'll be right back on here. So make sure you're subscribed so you can get those instant alerts if we do come back on. But if not, I will see you guys tomorrow. And real quick before I leave, everybody say, what up, Flip? Flip's in the house. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for joining. Other than that, guys, you guys have a wonderful and safe night, and we will be back tomorrow for the New Year's Eve stream. So I thank you guys again. Have a great night. See ya.